From clicking on this video, yeah, we're gonna be ranking most of the characters from Kuroko no Basket, and from all the videos that I've made on this and all the times I've watched the show, I'm definitely gonna have the best ranking. I'm also gonna be explaining why I'll be putting them in the certain rank that they deserve. The thing is with rankings, you can't be biased, and I've seen plenty of times when someone ranked an anime or a character who is obviously weaker, but they just rank them higher because they like that character. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That shit is cringe. Goku and Gojo fans, I'm talking about y'all. Don't act confused now. But let's get into the video. So starting off, we have Akashi, and Akashi is here 3 times. Obviously for a reason. He's the only character that has 2 different personalities and is probably the most unique since he's got that anime superpowers. But we're gonna start off with Akashi in the movie where he basically merges his 2 personalities together to get that power boost to, you know, become better than Nash. He's the 3rd one right here. I'm not gonna explain too much on this one because this obviously deserves an S. Like he's the best player on this list. Like obviously his 2 personalities merged together to become one, so I think it's better if I explain more on his, you know, personalities that were separate. Now judging from the pictures, the first Akashi is the original, while the second one is, you know, his more dominant one. I'll be ranking both of them at the same time, so we could just say this is, you know, evil Akashi while this is nice Akashi. So evil Akashi is the one who mainly controls the Emperor Eye, and he's the one who wants to do anything to win. He's the egotistical one who tells everybody to kneel. Evil Akashi is more dominant in his playstyle, more selfish, and is the one who breaks everybody's ankles. He's the 1v5 type of character, while the nice Akashi is the more likable personality. This Akashi is a team player who specializes in pass first. He's more natural in his passes and his shots. He's the true team player that includes everybody on his team. Just think about Aomine and Tetsuya. That's the best way to sum up, you know, his personalities. Now, obviously in basketball, it's a team game, so nice Akashi ranks higher than evil Akashi. But that doesn't mean evil Akashi is significantly weaker. The thing about them is that both their offense is on a similar level since offense does account for both scoring and assists. But nice Akashi has the upper hand since he has the ability to get everybody into zone. I am ranking both of them in A, but nice Akashi is just higher since, you know, getting everybody into zone is a major power boost in a team aspect. Okay, now we got Aomine, and Aomine, oh, oops, did it again. We all know Aomine's feats, and he's truly a demon. He's the most dominant in the show and does as he pleases. No matter if it's 2 people guarding him or 5, he'll always figure out a way to score effortlessly. He was easily beating Team Siren by himself. Yes, he lost to Siren, but it was a close game. The whole game was literally a 1v5, and to me, a game shouldn't even be that close if one player is dominating an entire team. After that loss, he did figure out team basketball is better than selfish basketball, so, you know, he reformed himself. During the movie, he was the only player who didn't get subbed out the entire game. His stamina and agility is just unmatched, and his playstyle is unstoppable. I mean, we all know him as our glorious king. But if I am ranking him, and I can't be biased because I'd instantly put him in his own category, and I know y'all would too. So let me break this down. So if we're talking about before he got beat by Siren, he'd be above, you know, evil Akashi, but below nice Akashi, like right here. I only say this because evil Akashi is the same as Aomine, just different playstyles, and if they ever went against each other at the time, Aomine would be more dominant. I don't know. I do believe at that time Aomine would lose, but Akashi scouted all of the best players to join his team, so he could do whatever he can to win. That's just his mindset. Like y'all know, he did scout all the uncrowned kings. But since Aomine evolved and reformed, I do believe during the movie he's better than both evil and good Akashi. Because the only weakness Aomine had was his, you know, team player mindset, and he got over that. So I don't think he's better than merged Akashi, but I am going to rank him in S. Not because I'm biased, I swear. Okay, so now we got Shogo Haizaki. The thing about Shogo is he's a great player, but we call these players a waste of potential. He had all the right strengths and abilities, but his mindset was just terrible. He was kicked out of the Generation of Miracles and wanted revenge on Kise, because, you know, Kise took his spot. Even though he lost to Kise, that doesn't really make him a bad player. He still has what I think is a better ability than Kise's, and that's stealing the abilities from players instead of just copying them. The only downside is that he couldn't evolve and steal players that are better than him. but he's still a crazy player that we got introduced to, so I definitely gotta put him in B. You know, there's not much to say. He's not better than any of the Generation of Miracles, so yeah. Okay, now we got Makoto. I don't know why I said his name like that, but hey, let's move on. I mean, I do hate this guy, and I can't even lie to y'all. Like, he's one of the uncrowned kings, but he's still a dirty player who orchestrated, you know, the dirty plays. This does give him the ability to read plays so he can steal the ball effectively, but I still hate him. He's not worthy of playing basketball because if his mindset is to beat your opponent by injuring them, then you don't really deserve to be on the court. Like, don't get me wrong, he does deserve a ranking of C, but I gotta put him in trash just because he doesn't really deserve a real ranking. Okay, moving on to Kotaro. Other than the Generation of Miracles, this is definitely one of my favorite characters in the anime. His personality and his abilities are like the Flash, and I think that's just a cool concept. His main ability is called lightning dribbling, and the more fingers he dribbles the ball with, the faster and faster his dribbling gets. While using this ability, every time he dribbles, the sound gets louder too, which I really think is cool. Not only that, but he's fast, which matches with his dribbling. We haven't got much screen time on him, but we already know enough about him. I definitely gotta put him in B. Next, we gotta rank our boy Junpei. He's very underrated in my opinion, but also he gets outshined by Kuroko and Kagami. But the thing is, he's very basic. You know, he's a very basic player. He's able to space out and is great at having off-ball movement, but at the same time, he is, you know, the clutch shooter of the team. His shooting is still accurate even under pressure, which, you know, he mainly trained for, but to be honest, that's all he has to offer. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we've seen him miss more shots than any other player in the anime, which is weird since he's supposed to be the main shooter on the team. Even though he was going head to head with Ryo, shot for shot, I still think he's not very good. I'm sorry for you Junpei fans, but I gotta put him in C. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on to Shawichi. To recap, he's a player on Aomine's team, and you know, he's the brains of the team. He's very smart and likes to read opponents for playmaking and defending, but his passes are mainly what makes him shine. His passes are very effective and knows who to pass to. He's also known to make some buzzer beaters, which under pressure is hard to do, so I don't know. I don't really want to explain much on him, but you know, he does deserve C tier. And honestly, I do believe he's higher than Junpei, so yeah. Next, we got another player from Siren, our boy Shun. Shun is the point guard and has a crazy ability called Eagle Eye. This allows him to analyze the court and where everybody's at to make plays. It's also able to let him analyze openings on defense so he can be able to steal the ball or stop a play. Shun also has a move called Eagle Spear, where if a player gets past him, he no-look steals the ball while the opponent is behind him. He uses this against Yukio. He's definitely an important role player, so I gotta put him at C, but higher than both of them. Okay, now we got a powerhouse, Silver. Silver is an amazing player that is created to challenge every generation of Miracle. His base strength and abilities are through the roof. His jumping ability is higher than Kagami, faster than Aomine, stronger than Murasaki Bara. They really had to double team Silver and he was still dominating. They needed zone Aomine, zone Kagami, and perfect copy Kise to really stop him. Obviously, once Murasaki Bara started trying a little bit, he was overpowering Silver, but if Silver were able to get into zone, I believe he could easily beat all of them. Base strength Silver was just giving them a problem, so imagine zone Silver. I know that's a hypothetical, so I won't rank him like that, but since the other players can get into zone and he can't, he is below them in my opinion. I'm still gonna rank him at S tier, just below Aomine, you know? So next we got Kagami. Kagami is the real-life Michael Jordan or LeBron James. We've seen him evolve more and more, just dunking on your favorite character. Obviously, he isn't a generation of Miracle, but he was able to catch up to them pretty fast. He's able to enter zone and is the first from everybody to really get into that last level of zone. He has this ability called Meteor Jam, which lets him dunk it without even touching the rim from far away. He was also able to keep up with Aomine's speed while they were both in zone and was able to go back and forth with Aomine. Sadly, I do think Aomine is a better player with having a versatile skill set since Aomine is able to score at will, while Kagami only mainly scores from layups and dunks. Yes, he can shoot, but barely. So I'm gonna rank Kagami at S, just not higher than Silver. Honestly, I don't really like Silver being below them, but zone really gives them that boost above Silver. For example, Kagami has repeatedly blocked and scored on Silver while in zone. but base Kagami got dominated. I'm talking about in it. Like, zone just makes a big difference. Okay, now we got our golden boy Kise. Kise is a demon and we all know why. Kise, I do believe, is the best player on this roster. Just, you know, the time limit on his perfect copy is 5 minutes or less. Obviously, if he was able to increase that time limit, he would be scored higher. But I'm not going to do that because that's also a hypothetical. So about Kise, you know, he's able to copy anybody's moves, including the generation of miracles, and also merge them together to make the greatest play possible. I don't need to say much on him, of course. I do think Silver beats Kise since it's a time limit game, but I'm not ranking it on a time. I'm mainly ranking it on who is better. Obviously, Silver beats base Kise, but Kise beats Silver 10 times over while in perfect copy. So here's the thing. I gotta put him above Aomine, but below Akashi, okay? I do believe Akashi can stop Kise a couple times while Kise is in perfect copy mode, and not many players on this list can do that. Merged Akashi is just that strong. Okay, next we got Midorima. Now, I love Midorima because of his playstyle and his aura farming. No look 3 is definitely going in shots. Like, he was unstoppable going against Siren until Kagami went into zone. For most of the games that Midorima has played, he always had to get double teamed. In my opinion, he had to get nerfed and not get zoned because he would be unstoppable. He's literally able to do half-court shots in middle school and then upgrade in high school taking full-court shots, while every shot was a swish. This is the most skilled set you could have in basketball. But sadly, since he doesn't have zone, I gotta put him in A, okay? Even though he really is that guy, A fits him in this list because every other player is better or can achieve zone. I'm ranking him below Evil Akashi since Evil Akashi is still that strong to the point where he can still beat movie Midorima. Alright, so that was part 1. Thank you for watching. Of course, I'll do a part 2 for the rest of the characters on this list. I know I should do longer videos, but in the future I will. I promise. Either way, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, subscribe. Most of you aren't subscribed, so I'd love for you to support me. But yeah, like the video, subscribe, turn all notifications on, all that. But that's all from me. Bye.